Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of the podcast. Currently, it's an Untitled Podcast.
Untitled.
That's fine. We're gonna be reviewing Godzilla, King of Monsters, or no, not King of Monsters.
That's the last one.
That's
King
the
Kong
last one,
versus
bro.
Godzilla.
King Kong, the
It's
monkey.
Godzilla versus King
Now
Kong.
everybody's
Monkey-
confused.
I mean, it's
Monkey
more,
time.
More
More accurately
confused.
described
Godzilla
as
versus King
Godzilla's
Kong.
a coward and King Kong is the best. But yeah,
No, you're wrong. We know you're wrong.
it's fine. You can think that, but at the end of the movie,
Monkey with big axe. Go boom.
Wait, spoiler.
Who saved him?
We got-
Who did it?
Wait.
Who
That's
did
a
it?
podcast
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You can
No,
have spoilers.
His axe is in the trailer.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
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 I
All I'm
honestly,
saying
I
is-
don't
I
think
mean,
I saw the.
I'm gonna
trailer.
say something though.
And it's
King
lore.
Kong had some fucking cheeks. Okay, that man was.
you
big.
can catch it, bro.
Hey,
You can catch
catch
it,
it,
son.
man.
By the way, we gotta not talk at the same time because we're doing that.
No,
already.
that's fine.
You think so?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
totally
no,
fine.
no. It sounds like
It's all
like,
recorded together. Everybody's on. Everybody's
on
gonna
the,
have the,
on one track.
No, everybody's on
Separate
a separate.
tracks? Okay.
Everybody's on separate tracks.
All right, we're
yeah.
good. We're good then.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, no, agreed. Monkey Man has had them motherfucking cheeks. Now, no cap. All right.
Are we gonna introduce each other real quick?
Yes. This is Joe.
Hi.
That's
Joey.
Skylar. That's
I'm
Skylar.
Skylar.
I'm Ryan, and that's Sebastian.
Ew.
Seabass, the fish boy.
Oh, I forgot.
The
I
fishy
forgot
boy.
This is also video based.
Yeah, videos.
I keep like just looking at you guys.
Don't
Yeah.
forget the camera, son.
it's real easy to get like tunnel vision on the mic and then forget it exists because that's
Yeah.
what I completely forgot about it.
Well, you
for
don't
a
really
bit.
have to look at it. It's just kind of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with that, and I'm trying to make sure my etiquette's good. I want to make sure this shit's close to my
Yeah.
face.
Nah, just be
Yeah.
sloppy.
I mean, it's his first podcast. It's gonna be a little scuffed.
Yeah.
We'll get better. You know,
We're gonna have arms eventually.
We
so
already
don't
have a
to hold
decent
it
setup.
anymore.
We're
Like-
popping our podcast cherry together.
Yeah. Well, we've done a couple, but yeah, this is.
No, this is
We're
my
still
first
new.
one.
Me and Skylar are veterans. I mean, really. I mean, you guys can go listen to the first 3
I mean, yeah.
episodes.
I'm the
we're
audio.
veterans.
I'm the audio king, though.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean-
a king. Yeah.
I mean, I'm classically trained and all. It's fine though.
Yeah, this man's the best cook I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm. What is my score right now? 0 for 7.
Man took a class in high school.
I think you need to flip that number.
No, it's
Oof.
definitely okay. You were enjoying my tacos.
He's had
the
a
other
couple
night,
clean meals
all right?
though. You can't lie.
You were mad enjoying those tacos.
I was being nice.
Wow. All right, next time I make them, none for you.
All right, I'm good with
You
that.
can't do man like that. He's gotta eat. Man's gotta eat. He's a king too.
I'm so hurt.
Wait, what'd you say?
He's like, next time you make tacos, I'm good off that. I want none. I'm so.
Come on,
upset.
bro.
You know what? No, it's fine. That's more good tacos for me. Fuck you.
All right, anyways,
They were pretty good.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get back to
I
the,
enjoyed him.
talking about the film. All right.
All right, so this is the King Kong versus Godzilla movie.
we're gonna do full spoilers at this point.
Yeah,
You've gotta
so-
watch the movie first.
yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch that shit.
Go watch it right
Go
now
watch
because it's
that shit,
actually pretty good.
It's
pretty good if you like
it feels
big
too
CG,
short.
CG monsters.
It
yes.
is. It is like pretty. It's like it's it's average feature film length, so it's an hour 45 exactly. Actually,
Felt really short though. Actually
Yeah.
watching it,
And honestly,
you'd wish it was longer.
it has good pacing, which is also
Pacing was
another
pretty good, yeah.
a good thing about it. It had really good pacing.
If you like the human element in Godzilla movies, don't. I mean, you're still gonna probably like it, but the human element.
don't
is
expect
not
too
really.
much because there's actually very. It's like there's like it's kind of half actually.
Yeah, I'd say
'Cause
it's a good
Yeah, it's
75,
got a
25
good split.
monsters like to humans.
I mean, realistically,
Yeah.
I would take a cut. I would take the Schneider cut the Schneider cut equivalent with no humans and just Godzilla.
That would actually be really sick.
And I would be so
Just
much
all
happier
CG
with
fights.
it.
Yeah, but
That's
they
what
did
I'm
one.
for.
They did one thing. The humans, by the way, all they did the whole movie was
Was
them
they
turn
just
off,
cut
turn
Godzilla.
off Mecha Godzilla.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
all they did.
Well, no, they saved
No,
Monk.
no. But if
Okay.
we're gonna talk about the military and
All right.
stuff, they just
Kinda.
kept
I mean, the
cucking
little
my
girl
boy.
did. The little girl's
Okay.
like
So, I guess we'll do. We'll do we'll do like
she does sign language.
we'll do the whole thing. We'll do like all the way through the movie. So we'll go with like the beginning.
We'll start from the beginning.
middle
Oh,
and
I
end.
did just kind of
So-
jump ahead of myself. But it's all
So we open with King Kong. He's in a dome. They've captured King Kong and they've been
good. I
researching
literally thought it was
him.
like the Hunger Games type shit
Yeah.
because it was like the dome, and I was like, hey yo,
and
they're
so
in the Hunger Games.
That was
him
the
and
end
this
scene
little girl.
of
Him and this
Skull
little
Island.
girl. They have a. Oh, sorry, Seabass, go ahead.
What's up?
That was the ending of Skull Island whenever they captured him and put him in captivity.
Yeah.
Did they
Yeah.
capture him in that?
Well, they kept him
They were
there.
taking
and
him
they built
away.
him around there. Yeah.
They were taking. I think it just cut after them taking it away, right?
Yeah.
No, they didn't capture him.
No.
No.
They just kept him there, and they basically had the researcher
Oh, did you
there
say
with
that
him,
movie
and
takes
then
place in
and
the
the
80s
little
or
girl.
something?
That movie
they
takes
basically
place in
just built the place
Vietnam.
around him.
Vietnam.
Oh, that's right, because they start off with Fortunate Son, right?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't me.
Yeah.
Copyright strike.
No.
Yeah, we're done. Anyway, so you got Godzilla 24.
We're done.
So what kicked off the series was Godzilla 2014 was extremely successful. It's
really
very
good.
good. I think it's the best one of the 4.
Wait, the Godzilla or King Kong?
Godzilla 2014.
Okay.
Anything with Bryan Cranston in it, I'm
Yes.
excited.
Even though
I
he
agree.
is not in that for very long. He's in it for like 45
Yeah, man
minutes.
gets clacked right
Yeah,
off
but
the
the
bat.
thing is,
So
he
in
really
those
could have
5
been a-
minutes, he makes himself so well known that it's the only thing I remember about that whole movie. So, Bryan Cranston.
They really did him dirty because he
Yeah,
could have
got
been like
way
a
too early.
a strong role in the movie because he had a lot of
Strong
momentum
emotional
working off
role.
of.
Lots
in the
of
beginning.
emotion. Yeah.
I felt like they just got rid of him way too
They
early.
killed his wife and then also him.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
But I think the movie's really good because
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is also a very good actor. That's the guy, the kid from Kick-Ass,
Kid from Kick-Ass.
and he also plays Quicksilver in the Marvel Avengers.
Sorry.
Wow, dude.
Uh,
No, but
okay,
I
anyway.
wish one thing that kind of threw me off that movie is it doesn't show too much of the monster fights.
That's what I like though, because it leads
It
up
kinda
to it.
leads-
It leads up to the airport scene.
But
and
they
then
even cuck you at the airport scene.
no, they don't.
Or no, which one do they cuck you at? The there's one where they're like it shows Godzilla and I think it was one of the moth creatures. Not what's
the
creature?
crickets.
The crickets, they're called something. They're like Hoth, H-A-O.
No,
no.
they're not. No, they're called Mau or something like that. It means like monster.
Wait, are we still
creature.
talking about the same
Yeah,
movie?
2014.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're talking. Let's get back to the film we're supposed to be talking about.
Closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about the film that we came here to talk
the thing
about?
is like we
fine, bro.
want to give an explanation as to what's going on.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I didn't watch that film, and I knew what was going on. This
Okay.
is-
I mean, we're just
Well,
comparing
then-
the pacing.
Well, then you had nobody really expected there to be a Godzilla 2
That's
or
true.
3. So what they did was they connected Kong Skull Island, which also nobody knew was going to be a series. They connected the end credit scene for that.
Wait, what was the end credit scene?
The end credit scene is Brie Larson and Tom Riddleston.
Wait, Brie Larson's
Yeah,
in?
yeah. They're both in the briefing room at
Disgusting.
Monarch, which is the monster hunting company. They look for big
Oh.
creatures, and they're in a briefing room, and they're like, "Yeah, so, there's monsters that live on Earth, like Godzilla." And then it shows like a picture of Godzilla.
By the
and, like,
way.
it shows like Mothra, and then it shows King Ghidorah.
Yeah. It's because there's two organizations. There was Monarch and then there was Apex.
Yeah, and this guy knows fucking King Kong lore.
He knows the lore?
Yeah, so-
Shit, I'm not too.
What else
aware.
is
Man's
saying-
been labbing on
Anyway,
the
so
lore.
that was like, okay, well, there's gonna be a cinematic universe now, and then we got Godzilla, King of Monsters, which was the worst one of all 4.
It wasn't that bad.
It's pretty bad.
The action was pretty good
Wait,
though. We got
it-
to see. You got to see
it
Ghidorah.
looks good, but like all the human stuff is actually
Oh,
just dog
who
shit.
gives a shit? You got to see Ghidorah. That's
Well,
all that
you're-
matters.
you're-
Who in
when
their
you
right
s-
mind goes to watch Godzilla or King Kong with the expectation of the humans being anything other than a
You're
nuisance
doing
to the
it
film?
again.
You go
Sorry.
into a monster
Stop moving
movie
your
to
hands,
see
motherfucker.
monsters fight. That's the
True,
main
you got to
attraction.
see CG fights. That's
True,
what
but
go
you
for.
also want like kind of a strong. You want something to back that up.
Oh, I mean, you want a little bit of human element because you've got to have like.
You gotta have
human
story.
connection.
You have to have story.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying
saying
because
this.
we can relate. That's why they add it. It's like, oh, it's relatable.
You
'cause-
don't watch Rocky for the
Also-
the in between. You watch
Yeah.
it for the
That's not
fights.
true.
what makes
the story adds to the fight.
what makes
Because
monster
you know what he worked for.
what makes
Sure.
what makes monster movies so difficult to watch is the perspective at which the camera is angled. So in Godzilla 2014, you're looking at Godzilla from a human perspective.
Yes, they did the
Yeah.
same thing in when we're talking about King Kong versus Godzilla. There's a lot of like ground shots of the monsters fighting, and it's really like puts it in perspective. Like that's how it actually looks.
How they
from
bit,
us.
yeah. But then you got movies like Pacific Rim Uprising where,
Oh, where there's just floating cameras?
it's all floating cameras, and it
CG.
looks terrible because like there's no weight to the scene.
I mean, to be fair, with that movie, a lot of the fights were in the water, where nobody would really have a good view, so they can't really
Well, the
have the
first
human
one-
perspective.
The first one's great though because the first
I
one
mean,
does
the
have
first one
that-
did
that
really
good
well, but the
perspective.
second one, it felt like a cash grab to me, where they were like, let's throw in more mechs because that's what people like, more monsters
Yeah.
because that's what people like.
Yep.
But they just presented it all wrong with the characters. They just didn't feel believable enough. It just felt like random. Well, not
Random
really
mech
random,
fights.
but just like pretty popular character tropes just thrown into the mix where they just have to deal with the shit that they're in, and it's just the same shit over and over and over again. It's just unoriginal.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess back to King Kong versus Godzilla. So we got our beginning, and so we got their. I don't remember who, because Alex Skarsgård is the main character, the blonde guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't recognize him.
Oh, that's
after
the guy who
used-
played it.
No, that's Peter Skarsgård.
Oh, is that his brother?
Or no, Bill Skarsgård. There's so many Skarsgårds.
There's so many
No, they're not. They're not
Skarsgårds.
brothers.
They're not even
They're not even
related.
related?
No, they just have the
Wow.
same last name.
No
Wow.
way. Is that like a common?
Who plays? He plays Pennywise. He's also in The Devil All the Time. Fuck, what's
I'm
his
pretty
name?
sure his name is Bill Skarsgård.
Is it Bill?
I think
It's either Bill or Peter.
I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah, look
Sure
it
it's
up.
not Jerry.
Okay, so anyway, we got
Jared from Subway.
we got this guy. He's got
Wait,
this.
No.
We're introduced. We're introduced to two new characters. We're introduced to the guy who plays Bob. He's
The
this.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah, the Hateful Eight. He's the guy who plays Bob. He's this rich dude.
Oh, you're
who-
talking about the
He
Mexican
killed
guy.
that role, by
yeah,
the way.
the Apex
Old, not
guy.
Mexican, Spanish
He
guy.
fucking killed
Spanish
that
guy.
role.
It's Bill Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård.
Is it Bill?
It is
Okay,
Bill
so I was
Skarsgård,
right.
yeah.
So we got these two guys. We got this other dude. They're the guy. They're the leading guys for Apex.
Yeah.
Cybernetics, and they come to this guy.
Apex.
They come to fuck. I've already forgotten his name. That's how like unforgettable these characters. Like how forgettable these characters
Yeah.
are.
What are you talking about?
I mean, let's be
The
real.
blonde guy.
Anytime you watch a movie and you see somebody who is either rich or wearing a suit or they have that fucking mustache, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The curly, downtrodden mustache. They're always the villain.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Well, the
they're
thing
the
is,
villain.
It's the
I didn't
villain
think-
stash.
Well, the
He's gonna be a
problem. The
villain.
problem.
I
With
want
that
to see
is-
somebody use that trope to their advantage. That would be sick.
The problem is that he's not necessarily the villain in this movie
I
because the thing is, us
At
as
first,
humans.
he's not.
Actually,
Us
you
as
know what?
humans-
You've got a great point.
Well,
with
hold
that.
on. Us as humans, we have to. I mean, we're on top, obviously, right? We've got to remain in that position.
The fuck
So
we
the
are.
first thing he does, well, not the first thing, but the thing we need to do to combat Godzilla, because he's an unknown entity. We don't know what he's thinking. We can't control Godzilla, right? Theoretically, if
Yeah.
was
Well, he
real.
knows what we're up to, though. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
thing. That's
somehow
why he's
he
attacking
senses,
people.
Somehow he senses it, but I mean, I don't think making something that could potentially beat Godzilla. Actually, it does beat Godzilla 1-on-1.
He senses it because it's nuclear
It's just-
radiation.
yeah.
I want to talk about how Monk saved the day.
Well, we'll talk about that
Well-
later. But the thing is, Godzilla gets beat by Mechagodzilla, which the guy who's like the villain of the story technically succeeded. What are you on about?
I mean,
Can we-
sure.
No, he's trying to
I was
start
actually
beef right
surprised.
now.
I didn't.
No, we'll save it for later.
Because they kind of wanted to make. Can you fuck off, motherfucker?
Sorry.
So
They're,
then
they're trying to make him the villain, but he's the guy who's trying to save humanity potentially because Godzilla's an unknown.
Yeah.
An
no,
unknown
Godzilla's
entity.
a good guy.
But
Godzilla's
yeah,
the
but
one who
he's a good guy, but
protected him in the last movie.
But sure, but at any whim, Godzilla could be like, by the way, I don't actually care about any of you,
And that's
and then just
why-
laser everything.
See, if
He's
Godzilla wants to
unknown.
lay
We
out in
can't-
the sun, he'll just plop his ass in the middle of a city.
Okay.
you
He
can't predict
does not
Godzilla,
care.
So I respect
So-
what he was going for there.
I don't
I,
because
I see what
Why
he's
not?
going for, but
that
so-
mentality is the same mentality that would fuck us over if aliens ever showed up. Well, we don't know what they're capable of, so we need to build something big enough to kill them, or we could just get the fuck along with them
But that's
and chill.
well, with aliens, they're or whatever. There's like maybe smart. Godzilla, you can't.
You don't think
communicate with
Godzilla's smart?
Well, no, he's smart. You can't communicate with him.
Man
though,
got so
effectively.
pissed he shot a laser beam into the earth just so he could see King Kong's monkey ass down there fucking with his axe. All right, man.
But you can't really get along with
Big
King
brain.
Kong or Godzilla because he can just fucking laser everything. He could have cut the earth in half. By the way,
Let me put it like
with
this.
that
really
laser.
Let me
could've.
put it like this: your dog could kill you at any point, but do you feel the need to carry a gun around with you all the time?
fuck up.
He's sitting there
okay.
protecting you. He's
All
doing
right.
the guy. He's
All
doing
right,
the Lord's
all right.
work. All right.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
Because you know
You're
you're
right,
wrong.
but fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we got this guy. He wrote this book called Hollow Earth Theory, which is pretty much our Earth is hollow, and it's a housing for those monstrous creatures down there, like this big open area in the
his
Earth.
name
It's
was
just a theory at first.
Dr. Lind.
It's just it.
But then they got yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
Dr. Lind.
And then they got so they're like, well, actually, your theory is correct because the Earth is hollow and there is something down there. So they're like, okay, well, King Kong can lead us to it. So they're like, there's no way we can like withstand the gravity or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
because
it's
his brother.
called.
Well,
got,
his
his brother
brother-
got clacked.
Yeah.
So
Like Gishmo.
this guy's like, no, we have a simple solution for that too. We have these
we made a ship that can.
withstand that.
Yeah.
That's when they threw everything away and they're like, boom, random advanced technology
Yeah,
for
yeah,
no
yeah.
reason.
It's
Okay,
to
that's
keep-
when
it's to
reality went out
Yeah.
the window.
It's
like
to
fuck it.
keep the pacing of the movie. To be fair, though, like I mean, we're already like in an unrealistic environment anyway because of
'cause-
the monsters.
Okay, but if
Okay,
that
but
was
they're
the
still
case,
using missiles and shit.
Yeah,
they have
Yeah,
like laser.
That's the
fucking
thing that confused me. The
spaceships.
military was still was like modern day military, but with like also we have Mecha Godzilla that controls itself. By the way,
Also,
Well, it
the-
says cybernetics, so it's not
I know,
military.
but if we
it's
well, no, I'm saying the military in the movie still just uses
yeah.
rockets and regular missiles and shit.
Also, it's
Also,
the military.
But the thing is, in the society, the movie, they have lasers and they have all this bullshit. They have like ships that can just 3-dimensionally go in any direction. Like you know what I mean? I feel like the
Yeah.
military would be a bit more advanced, but I mean,
all I'm gonna say is this. Okay,
military never stood a chance anyway.
there is
Yeah.
a massive plot hole with the gravity thing. They shouldn't have used it because they're like,
Because Godzilla or King Kong just
no.
Squished
Well,
it.
that's another one, but no. Like the idea. Okay, so if gravity switches, it doesn't matter what ship you're in. The ship might survive, but the gravity is still gonna affect your body. And what happened?
I was literally thinking that.
Yeah, what happened to his brother is he got fucking crushed. He got
Well,
crushed
his brother
in an
got
instant.
caught in the section where it flips, so it has all that weight on top
It
of
did
him.
flip,
So
though.
That's
he
what the
was
ship is
caught
built
in the
for.
line.
But the thing is, Ryan, gravity doesn't give a fuck about your ship.
Well, we're talking about this has nothing to do with
I think
realism.
they found a way to stabilize it.
Bullshit. If they can
inside.
stabilize gravity, that means that they can essentially
can't
travel
que-
through space.
They
can't
had
question
flying machines.
That's like the difference in advance in technologies is like, okay, we made a ship that can do 3-dimensional travel to we made a ship that can make its own gravity.
it was
That's
a cop out for
bullshit.
pacing. That's all it
We already
was.
have
Yeah.
artificial gravity
Actually,
though.
yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
The only way to create currently
They literally have
create-
that shit on the ISS.
Do they?
Yes, they can walk around on there.
Are you sure? Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure in the
wait,
ISS
maybe
you
not.
float
Wait,
around.
what are you talking
Maybe
about?
I'm stupid.
No, they don't have
Artifi-
artificial
No, never
gravity
mind.
The
yet.
only
stupid.
way that we've been able to even theoretically, the only way to think
Fuck.
that we've thought theoretically about getting artificial gravity
Is
is
spinning.
Yeah, it's centripetal force, and it's not.
Oh,
We're not
that's
recreating
like-
gravity.
Mhm.
We're making
The
force.
gravitron at the fucking
Like no, like I think it's
carnival.
Interstellar, where the ship is like a big ass corkscrew almost.
Oh, and
it
it's always
spins.
spinning. Yeah,
Yeah. That's like the closest we have to like making gravity.
that
Yeah.
sounds right. Yeah,
So the
we're
fact,
professionals.
but what I'm saying is like in the movie they're like, oh fuck that, we made a ship that can compactly make gravity.
they said fuck putting sense to it.
Yeah,
Like,
Okay,
we're
well,
just
they gotta cut it down for pacing reasons.
well, yeah, it's fine for as far as it goes, but it's a
Yeah.
massive plot hole
so
in my mind.
yeah. So okay, so now we get to easily the worst part of the movie is the three conspiracy theory people. We got this guy. I think it's his name is Brian Tyrese something. He's like a conspiracy theorist. He does a podcast on monsters.
yeah.
But he also works for Cybernet. Yeah, he works for
Apex.
Yeah,
And we have our characters from the last movie, Millie Bobby Brown, and Kyle Chandler, which is her father.
Oh,
He's
and
actually not in this movie that much.
yeah, he's in it for
But
like a
he's-
couple frames.
He's in it for a few scenes.
Yeah.
But
He
he's
kinda did
he's in the
nothing.
he's in the last movie a lot.
I mean,
I don't think he really.
Isn't he just like a government agent?
No, he works for Monarch.
he's like
Man
the head
popped
of
in,
Monarch.
got
Yeah,
his
he's
check,
the head
and got
of
out.
Monarch. Yeah, because his
All I
wife
remember
is
is
the
him
bad guy in the last
bitching
movie.
about shit in the last movie.
Yeah, because his wife is the bad guy in the last movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good.
Rip.
Well,
Wait, in which movie?
King of Monsters. He's
What-
in
what
that
did
a
his
lot.
What did his wife do? I forget.
She's like the head of it. She's like the one who's like, we gotta like make the monsters fight and we
So
go
wait.
extinct or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
In King of Monsters, did Mothra ever make an appearance?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much all of them did.
Everybody, even the giant pterodactyl came out. He comes out of a mountain.
So who gishes Mothra? Is it Godzilla?
No, she uses her power and helps Godzilla live.
Mothra's pretty sick.
She I think she.
What's
It's
the
been
one
a
with
while.
the 3 heads?
That's
What's-
King Ghidorah.
That's King
King
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah,
He's a
okay.
space dragon.
He's fucking sick. By the
Why?
way.
Why
He's the
I want more
sickest.
King Ghidorah.
Yeah,
Bring him
yes,
back.
I agree.
Revive
Well,
him.
he's
they
in this
brought him
movie.
back.
They
just
just-
his skull.
Well, yeah,
his skull is.
Well,
that's
not
what
just
they're-
the skull,
that
the
doesn't
brain
count.
and everything.
All right. Yep. So we have our.
Oh, is that what they're using?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
turned him
using
into
his,
an
like, nervous
organic
system
supercomputer.
shit?
Yeah, that's why the Mecha Godzilla turns on
Oh,
everybody
shit.
because of the power.
Oh shit! I did not realize. I was
Yeah.
sitting there wondering. I was like, how the fuck did they get Mecha Godzilla to just? Oh, by the way, I'm self-conscious.
Yeah,
like,
just did that.
They just threw in one of the heads of King Ghidorah in there,
So
and then they had another one as a
I'm
controller.
pretty sure that's lore too.
The moment I knew that Mecha Godzilla was going to be in the movie was whenever they showed the core, because Godzilla specifically went to Apex because it could sense the core that they were working on.
Yeah.
Because they were working on Mecha Godzilla.
So once again, Godzilla is defending humanity in a sense by trying to defeat what they were going to make. Because
Yeah.
he could
Yeah.
tell that whatever they were about to do,
Was bad.
well, he knew it was going to be stronger than he was, and he's going to need monk help, monk power.
Nah.
But also,
Monkey
he
flip.
realized that they were playing with fire because they were playing with something that they couldn't control if it went wrong.
Because
Which
every time it would kick
it
on,
does.
it would send out the signal that King Ghidorah would, because it was still technically King Ghidorah.
Yeah, so again, humanity being stupid, that's kind of the plight of the
Yeah.
whole film.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the conspiracy part.
Here, real quick. We need to go into a quick ad break.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back in just 1 second. And we're back. It was a fun ad break, guys.
We're definitely keeping that in. That would be
No, we're not.
That's hilarious. I'm keeping that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
You can't. All right.
Conspiracy
Right, so,
theory
yeah,
people.
What's the conspiracy theory?
Okay, so
they serve no purpose. They're actually
Yeah.
like useless to the story. I think they do one thing, and it's at the very end.
For sure.
Wait, who are you talking about? You talking about the podcast
Millie
guy?
Bobby Brown,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
podcast
yeah.
guy, and
The
the
group
kid
of three.
from Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the kid from Deadpool
His
could
accent-
not exist,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
it would make zero difference to the
His
entire
accent.
story.
I normally love. I think he's New Zealand.
He's from New Zealand, but
But
it's either Australia.
He had
or
like
New
the
Zealand.
most obnoxious New Zealand accent I've ever.
He was
Listen
for
to.
comedy. These characters
Oh, yeah.
were strictly for comedy.
Yeah.
That is
For, like,
the only
comedic
reason,
relief.
Yeah, the only reason they're in the movie. I think
So
I
people
think-
like Joe can relate.
Yeah, I think Alexander. I think Alexander Skarsgård and Rebecca Hall are the best. Are the best part of this movie.
I'm sorry, Joe.
I'll agree with that.
My
'Cause-
disappointment is immeasurable.
No. All right.
So
Well,
I honestly kind of don't even want to talk about it anymore because they just don't do shit this entire.
They,
movie.
yeah, all they do is like press a button.
Here, let's.
Yeah.
I'll quickly summarize everything they do in the film. You guys ready? That's it. Okay, cool. We can continue.
Oh wait, hold on. They're the reason Mechagodzilla.
Okay, yeah,
No,
but
they're
they were
not.
like,
No,
let
they're
me
not.
just pour some alcohol. on
Yeah,
this
yeah. It's like
computer."
fucking.
Oh wow, they gave my boy 1 second to bop his head.
It's like we're in other movies where the door's locked and they just shoot the code.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They shoot the screen and it just opens up. It's
I like how
okay.
literally he's like, okay, he disconnects the driver, right? The brain does from Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
And then they spill coffee or alcohol in the
It's
Alcohol.
like whiskey. I
And
think.
first of all, if it was high enough proof alcohol, it would do nothing, because that's how you clean circuit boards. Just to put that out there. But also, it disconnected the driver. What power would the command console have over something that's now sentient and doing everything by itself? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
well, I
It was a
feel
bit of-
like
was a
it
bit of a
still has to
confusion.
ping back a signal to control the like electronics inside of it.
If it literally killed the driver without any, like I
There
don't
was a lot of feedback for whenever it disconnected. That it didn't fully disconnect because it's still hooked up to the system, which basically makes all the parts work
It's like
together.
he basically just cut the power type thing. It was like
Well, because the thing is, he spilled it on there, and it didn't kill Mechagodzilla. No, it just stunned him for a quick second. So it's like, what power did it really have?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of a weak plot point. They could have done something where they had like, I don't know, they had like a prototype weapon they were working on to do something.
yeah.
Like they were making like Godzilla's laser beam thing, but like in like a hand cannon or something. That way, that would be more useful.
You know, actually, they do kind of serve a purpose. They do slightly. It's to hint that something is evil about Apex. That's what they're there for.
The man's
Actually,
mustache
you know what?
tells you everything
That's a
you need
good
to know.
point.
Now that I
Without
think
them-
about it, yeah.
without them, you wouldn't really get the vibes.
To be fair though, I still did not expect Mechagodzilla. When they showed like
I kind of
that
figured
when they showed like that thing whenever
when he was on
Godzilla-
the
He-
platform.
Yeah, he's on
raising
the
up.
he's on the platform, and you get that shot of like that big metal heart thing. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then like they get into that room, and it's like, oh, Mechagodzilla. I thought that was pretty cool, but I was
Yeah.
not expecting Mechagodzilla at all in this. So now we jump to Rebecca Hall's character, the lady who has a little girl who communicates
Oh,
with
yeah.
King Kong.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
so
researcher.
Yeah, the researcher. So now we're easily the best part of the movie. Those two characters.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think the connection with the little girl in Kong
I thought they
actually is pretty good.
I mean, it was obvious that they were supposed to be mother daughter, but they're not. The kid was like, I think
she's from.
She's an orphan.
Yeah,
She's
she's
like an
from,
orphan?
Yeah, she's from Skull Island.
Oh, that's right. She was like raised there.
Yeah, she was a native.
Yeah, she's native.
I'm still mad that she didn't take, or King Kong didn't take the monkey statue from her.
The monkey
Yeah,
statue.
he
Or no, it
left
was
her
like a- it was
hanging.
like a little
She gave it
plate-
up to
a
him.
doll.
She's like,
Yeah,
here's
she
your
was
present.
she was trying to give him a present, and man never took it. Even by the end of the film, he
Yeah.
still didn't take it.
She's important because she gives us a reason to like communicate with King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. She teaches him sign language, which is pretty cool actually. Like,
And they have
One
a
thing
re-
I really
I
did
think
like.
do monkeys in real life are they able to learn sign language? I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Um,
you can teach.
I know they're
dogs.
really like pretty smart.
I actually don't know, but I
It's just
remember
us.
there being something about a gorilla that could do sign language.
Yeah.
But it turned out that it was fake and it wasn't actually real. It was just making signs and stuff.
they were just like mimicking us. but
Yeah,
they
they,
didn't
they
really
were they were
understand.
just copying the same movements, but it wasn't actually meaning to say anything. It didn't understand what it was
Yeah.
doing.
Okay,
Makes
well,
sense.
to be fair,
It just
though,
rationalized like, oh,
Yeah.
treat. That was it.
Well, like sign
Banana.
language.
yeah.
Sign language is kind of meant to be intuitive. Like it's supposed to kind of gesture to what something is. So it's like they can probably do something primitive that's very similar to what sign language is. Not like, ASL. Like it's not like American Sign Language, but like they could probably get the idea of like banana with like their hand across or something, or like eat. Like there's
But
like simple things they can.
He was
figure
doing
out.
stuff like home, like he wanted to go home.
Yeah.
I think that was the sign that he was doing.
I mean,
It was like something like that.
It's
I don't know sign
he
language.
might, he might be able to learn that.
I should have took ASL in high school
But
instead
no,
of Spanish.
It's
we're
pretty
told
useful.
that he did,
Yeah.
sign language because he's talking to her at
Well,
in the
I
beginning.
know,
At the
He
end.
just says home though.
No, he actually can talk to her.
All right,
When?
hear me out. Best crossover: Grodd versus King Kong. Let's go.
Yo, King Grodd. Wait, no, his name's Gorilla Grodd, right? Or King Grodd?
King Grodd eventually, but yeah. If y'all don't know who Grodd is,
Yeah, he's from the
like
Flash
he's from the
universe, right?
Flash Marvel or is that Marvel?
DC.
You're talking about DC.
Yeah. Well, like the CNN Flash show. There's a character called Grodd.
CNN?
Yeah, that's who runs
CNW? Or
CW.
CW,
Yeah,
It's like
sorry.
CNN, bro.
Yeah,
Grodd isn't that great. He's just a
Grodd is
regular
sick.
sized gorilla.
No, but he can like mind control
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
He's pretty sick.
Um,
He's pretty scary.
what's it called?
Who'd you want him to fight?
King Kong.
Oh, he'd
King
his
Kong
ass
would get his ass what? Well,
You
not
think
King
so?
Kong. Grodd
No,
would
well,
whoop
the
his
thing
ass.
is, Grodd is
I
like
think-
a regular sized gorilla.
Damn, I said that
He's-
wrong
he's
twice.
Well, he's a
larger.
little bit bigger, but he's not King Kong size. Not even
He's.
close.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely not Kong size.
He's,
Kong would literally
he's bigger than the
squish him.
average
But he's
gorilla.
also-
But he might be able to mind control King
Yeah,
Kong.
well, no, he's like Professor X. What's that called? He's telepathic.
Yeah, he can like fuck with your mind.
Yeah, he can like. That's how he works. Grodd like is.
Oh,
a
you know
master
what?
of
You know what? King
manipulation.
Kong is probably like got a pretty weak mind, like in
I bet
terms
you
of
not, dude. I bet you monkey mind.
monkey mind.
Man's thinking about bananas all day.
No, I straight up think Grodd might be able to convince him like mentally to like kill himself. Because I think
I
doesn't
don't
he
know
do that
about
in
all
Flash?
that.
He tries. He definitely tries to get people.
Yes,
to, like,
we're on a
off themselves.
tangent. All right,
Okay, but this is a fun tangent. Anyway,
it is a fun tangent.
I mean, okay, this is the,
Who keeps? That's you. Quit fucking moving your mic around. I can hear
sorry.
it.
I'm trying
It's fine.
to.
It's a test run, boys.
Just
We're-
hold
okay.
it. Just hold it normally.
Okay,
We're good.
this is all I'm saying.
It's not that hard.
If Grodd gets the jump on King Kong and King Kong doesn't see him first, Grodd wins. But if King Kong is just going full monk, man dead. Grodd down. Grodd down. Call the Grodd squad.
Yo, the Grodd.
Yeah.
squad.
Also, can we just talk about how good King Kong looked in this film?
Oh, he looked amazing.
Yeah.
Man looked immaculate.
The water-
Man went
so
to the barber,
the-
got the
yeah.
fade.
I noticed that the water effects in the
That
rain
shit
when
was
he's
good.
when he's in the rain, you can see
And
like
when he gets out of the
how-
ocean?
Yeah, when he gets out of the ocean, like when he's moving, like the water like falls off.
That
of
shit
him.
looked real, dude. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
I
So,
wouldn't say real, but it looked really
I mean,
good.
it was like, yeah, it looked really good.
we get to our first battle scene, which
It's out in the ocean.
Yeah, it's
so
out in the
they're
ocean.
taking
that shit came
Kong-
quicker than I thought it would.
They're taking Kong to like the portal to the Hollow Earth area, which is
Yeah.
in Antarctica. So they're going through the ocean with.
Oh, is that where they were headed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it looks like they're with like a U.S. Navy fleet.
Yeah.
That's the best way to
Whole, like,
describe it.
fleet.
But it's like 8 or 12 ships, and they have good guys. Or fucking Christ, King Kong is sedated on
Yeah,
the
I
boat.
keep doing the same shit.
So Monk sedated. They do some story stuff that's not super important. The girl. This is where they figure out that Kong can do sign language to some
No,
extent.
that was later in the rain.
It was late. No, it was on the boat though.
it's on the boat.
It was on the
It
boat.
is on the
It's
boat.
in the same.
Was it
scene.
before the fight?
Also,
Yeah.
there's this trope that I hate with
Oh.
that franchise. Every time Godzilla's about to show up, it starts fucking raining. Every time, like in the
I don't think it was raining.
in the
It wasn't
apex
raining.
in the apex scene, I'm pretty sure it's raining. It's either raining or it's just really dark. But it seems like every time Godzilla shows up, it's raining.
No,
'Cause, like,
it was just windy.
It's so they can get the reflection off of his skin.
I know what it is.
because it looks so
it
fucking
does.
sick.
It looks good, but like the first time you see Godzilla in the one with Bryan Cranston, it's raining. It's fucking pouring, and every scene
Yeah.
that Godzilla's in, it's pouring.
Actually, no, that's not true. You see him at the airport. That's the first time we get to see Godzilla is at the airport.
I just love
scene's
the
I need to
Godzilla's
go. I need to
face.
go rewatch it because I haven't watched it since 2014.
It's
been a
it's
while.
amazing. I think it's really good.
But
I love when they zoom up on Godzilla's face and it's just him standing there. He just looks so funny, dude.
He's just mean mugging the
I
shit
I just
out
want to
of
put glasses
everybody.
on him. You guys know that's not very cash money. It's just Godzilla with like the sunglasses. Every
Yeah.
time I see it, that's all I can think of. Is just
I just
that.
think of the picture Weston sent me. It's like when you wake up smelling ass. It's Godzilla.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
funny.
then the first fight scene happens on the boats. I'm not gonna lie, my boy King Kong, bless his heart, he fucking gets his shit washed.
Yeah, 'cause
Man
he's
has
in
to
the
He's in the ocean.
Yeah, to be fair, like Godzilla's on home turf here. He got the home turf advantage, so he's got it rough. But I think Monkey puts up a good fight, but he definitely needed some assistance, and so he has to play dead so that Godzilla will leave him alone. And then they get to the Arctic base, and you have sad, cold Monkey.
Wait, no, that was later.
No, that's right after.
Was that
that's right
That's
after.
right after.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
man.
So, and then, they try to sign for him to go into the portal. They can't get him to. Then they have to debate him, saying there's family. There's
Well, I mean, they're not inherently.
they're not
where
debating
he's
him.
from.
That's
They're
what
saying
said
that there
home. I don't
could
think
be
they said-
family.
Yeah,
They
that
didn't
was
promise him anything.
I was kind of
he's supposed
hoping
to
there
be-
would be other monks.
Is he supposed to be the last of his kind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
That's
so.
why he's as big as Godzilla now, because he was younger in that other movie.
That's fair, actually, because I always thought like, there's no way Godzilla or King Kong's the same size as Godzilla.
Well,
Yeah,
they're not
because
the same
he-
Because
size.
they're not even close. I feel like they definitely upscaled him for this.
Well, he's
because-
grown up. He's grown up since that Kong movie.
I know,
I'm
but
not
still,
gonna lie.
man.
It always feels like his scale changes.
Yeah, it does.
Over the course of the movie.
Well, in the
he's
beginning,
on a
it show,
boat.
yeah, it shows him on the boat, and then later it shows him climbing buildings and like jumping off of buildings, and I'm like, something feels off. It
Yeah.
feels like he's bigger than he should.
It feels
be.
like it feels like the model didn't. Stay
and then
consistent.
King or Godzilla's just walking through the city, and he's just so much bigger than everything.
it could
But
be.
then they stand next to each other and they're the same size. It makes no sense.
It could
the
be a
scaling.
distortion of scale though, because if there's if Godzilla was standing further from the camera and
No, they
Kong
literally
was
they
stand-
literally show them next to each other and they're the same
Well,
size. But then they,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's confusing.
But
It doesn't feel right.
Anyways, cold monkey jumping hole.
Yes.
That's essentially what
Yeah.
happens in the middle of the film.
And we get our problem, like we get our super unrealistic like spaceships flying around, and then we get to see Hollow Earth. We get to see like
Which
the
is
inside
sick.
of Earth. It
Yeah, there's
actually
like
really
That
there's
was
like
very
a landscape
nice.
on top, like upside down, and then another landscape. It looked like that world in Interstellar.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
real quick. There is one scene we forgot to talk about. It's in the boat fight scene. It's so sick. The scene where it cuts to the jet's cockpit, where
he
the,
takes
the,
off?
the-
Oh,
yeah, the
yeah.
fighter
Yeah.
like okay,
That's
so
the
the ship
sick-
gets like cut in half by Godzilla, right, by his big spines on his back. There's a guy on the back, or there's a guy in a jet about to launch off.
I think the monkey was standing on it.
Was it something
No,
Wait,
happened?
there's
no, it
there's
got-
two
no,
jets in that
He got cut in
scene.
half.
It got cut in half by
Yeah.
Godzilla.
So the guy in the jet is trying to take off, and it shows it from like if you've ever seen photos from like the Blue Angels, how they have essentially like a GoPro in front and it points
Yeah.
backwards.
Like a dash
You
cam.
can
Or
literally
reverse.
see the you get to see the ship in the background being tilted at 45 degrees into the ocean, and you see him just take off.
And
Essentially, like straight up.
that was
It's
the-
like
I'm out
so
here,
sick.
bitch.
that was the sickest shot in the entire.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit. That shit was like
100%.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was really-
visually like that
I
was
thought
porn
you were-
for
yeah.
us. That was like VFX porn.
I thought you were gonna talk about the scene whenever King Kong picks up the pilot in his jet and just fucking yeets him
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
at
but then he
Godzilla in the
ejects.
water.
He said,
Yeah,
"Fuck
he
that."
ejects.
Dude, poor pilot, man. He about to get fucking gished.
I mean,
Dude.
hey,
Yeah.
he got it better than
He's
everybody on
fucking-
those boats, dude.
Yeah, holy
But
shit.
when those fuckers were fighting, like this is something that always irritates me about Godzilla and the whole franchise. They never talk about the mass amount of death that's being caused.
so much
like,
death, dude.
like
Holy
when
shit.
in the
It
final
wasn't
fight
as
scene
bad
in
in
Hong Kong,
the 2014 one.
It
The death
wasn't.
was pretty minimal in that, but in this one you can see him just walking through cities, absolutely destroying the
like
shit
they
out of
fucking
people.
level Hong Kong.
Yeah, you can
So-
see people in the streets running, which I was seeing. I was like, damn, the casualty count must be fucking massive.
yeah, you're talking like millions. Because
Yeah, well,
so like, if you
probably
think
not
about like
millions.
9/11, right? That was
It's
one
in the
of
middle
Oh,
of Hong
okay.
Kong. That's a huge population
yeah,
density.
that's true.
Yeah. Well, like if you think about something like the towers on 9/11, right? I think it's like 2,000 or 3,000 people died in
Yeah,
the
something like
towers
that.
falling, and they were evacuating the whole time. Those people didn't evacuate. There's literally scenes where it shows inside of the towers, and there's people like dining at restaurants. Which, by the way, what the fuck are y'all doing? You can see the big monsters tearing shit apart, and you're not even.
I was
running.
literally about to say that. The monsters were fighting for like 20, 30 minutes, and it cuts the shots of people on the ground, and they're still like running around in the streets.
Yeah, it's like-
literally get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
You
Run-
can't. It's,
well,
dude,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
how populated Hong
Yeah, I
Kong
know,
is?
it's
It's
pretty
probably
fucking
hard to
Well,
get
still-
somewhere.
But still, people are still like sitting in a restaurant. People are still
yeah,
like
people are acting like nothing's happening.
they're
That's
still in
bullshit.
buildings and shit.
I mean,
like-
to be honest,
Yeah, get
stuff like that's been going on for decades for them.
yeah, there should be plans and
At
there
this
should
point,
be
they probably don't even
bunkers.
care because there's not going to be much that they would be able to do.
Well, they have like
I'm
Titan
gonna be anal.
shelters.
A little bit closer.
I bet you they have.
That is bullshit. They have
I'm
Titan
sorry.
shelters.
I was gonna
Literally
say
made
that.
for that.
And I bet you they always live in fear in that universe because if you live in Hong Kong or a big city, there's no way you're not like at any given point.
Monsters always
They
want to
could-
fight in cities.
Yeah, they don't go to like
Yeah.
fucking like
The
Alabama
It looks
or
cool.
like
It helps-
Texas or something.
It helps with the scaling because you can see
Oh,
them next
yeah.
to buildings
Yeah,
and
that's-
I
stuff.
just want to
Because
see.
it wouldn't look
I just wanna
as
see
cool if they're in a
Godzilla-
desert or something.
I want to see Godzilla like on a farm, just vibing next to the
He's,
fucking.
farming.
Yeah,
He's just like, he's like
he's
taking
fucking-
care of his chickens.
He's got like the
Man goes in for
his
a
teeth.
right hook. You see fucking cows
Yeah,
flying.
yeah. Like fucking water.
Dude, he
water
causes
towers
like
and shit.
tornadoes when he fucking throws a swing.
Also, the easiest solution to not get killed by a massive titan in this universe is to live anywhere that doesn't border the goddamn ocean.
Yeah.
Are
Just
you
live in,
kidding
like-
me?
live in
It's
a-
like live anywhere that isn't near the water. You're probably okay because every monster fights in
except for
coastal cities.
in I think it's 2014 when all those random monsters popped up and they were
One's in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
But again, Las Vegas borders the ocean.
no, it does not.
Well, it's because they were.
no, it's in
It does
Nevada,
not.
bro.
It's in the fucking desert, bro.
Yeah,
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Are you guys sure about that?
Bro,
Yeah.
it is literally in the
Way.
middle of the
This
desert.
man didn't take level
Let me
1
make sure.
geography, bro.
Las Vegas is like in the middle
No,
of a
it's
desert.
in Nevada, man. It's not bordered by. Are you really googling this?
I gotta make sure I'm not stupid.
Okay. Moving on.
yeah.
Okay, so
Oh
So-
no, there's lakes. That's what it is.
Oh,
Skylar,
yeah.
we've been to fucking Las Vegas.
I know we.
I remember.
have.
Well, I just remember seeing water. It's not that far from the ocean. Fuck you guys.
It's pretty. Yeah, but it's not.
It's
a,
not-
It's
not on the
30 miles
coast.
from Los Angeles.
but
Fuck
the
all of
state
you.
doesn't border the ocean, Joe.
Okay, but there's water.
It's
That's
still
close enough.
inland.
okay, so we're just gonna skip a little bit through here. We're gonna run through it because we're running out of time. So
I mean, time is relative, but
yeah.
yeah. Sure.
Okay, so we get a cool look at the Hollow Earth. We get to see all the cool creatures. They got these snake creatures, and so
Monkey
I forgot to
kills
mention
snakes.
Eliza, or her name is it's like Eliza Gonzalez. She plays Darling and Baby Driver.
Yeah, hold up, real quick. She can catch it, bro.
She could cash it. Let's be
Okay,
real.
so she's a bad guy.
really? See,
She's a
Come
bad.
I'm not a fan.
She's a bad guy.
wow.
She's a bad guy.
Destroyed.
She
Absolutely
works.
destroyed.
She works for her father is the guy who works at Apex Cybernetics,
Yeah.
and
God, the
She
names
tur-
of those companies are so sick.
she turns bad. She's like, we're here to like extract like Godzilla's like powers, so we
Which
can
made no
control
sense to me.
Mega Godzilla.
That made no sense to me because wasn't the whole mission to get the power source?
That was the whole point of them helping.
Wasn't
them
that
get
the
there.
point of the mission?
Yeah.
No, because they wanted to help. They wanted to see if Godzilla would follow him back down.
No.
there.
That was the company's
but-
mission, and Dr. Lind was in on it. The
Yeah.
only people that didn't know was the little girl and the researcher. They were the only ones that didn't know.
Yeah, 'cause-
and that's
Oh,
why they were
really?
the ones saying like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't do this. This is like a sacred
she
site
not-
or whatever."
How come she never questioned what are they doing down here with us?
It was just to
That
move the
part
plot
was so
along.
confusing.
It's for
to me.
safety.
I guess.
That's how you shrug it off. It's like, oh yeah, why are there
Well,
soldiers? They're just.
But I
here to
thought
make
the whole
sense.
point of
they
the
took-
mission was to get the powers for Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, but they didn't. Nobody knew about Mechagodzilla except for probably his daughter.
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the only
actually.
the only people who knew about it were the fucking
The soldiers and the daughter.
the kids, and the black guy.
No.
The-
He's
the-
talking
they're-
about the
I'm
daughter
pretty
of
sure
the
the daughter
president.
The
would know.
conspirators.
The-
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like the
We're-
people who
Yeah.
knew.
No. We're
what was
talking
going
about
on.
people who went with King Kong down to the.
To the
Yeah, the
spooky-
little
The-
girl
the-
and Rebecca Hall's character.
No,
yeah.
we
They
were talking
didn't
about the daughter
Yeah, they didn't
of
know.
the president of Apex. I think he was the president.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the guy in charge of Apex.
The dude with the mustache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's talking
He
about
plays
his daughter who knew about Mechagodzilla because that's the whole point of her being there was to get this power source so they could basically hook up their machine because that
Yeah.
was the issue that they were having with their robot was because the power source that they had just couldn't keep up with the load that it would
It would hit
need.
like 40% and cap out, and that was not good enough. Apparently, to be fair, also they somehow made a laser stronger than Godzilla's. I don't know if y'all caught that,
yeah.
but
Well, they're pretty much
Why-
harnessing the same power as Godzilla.
well, then how is his laser stronger?
Well, I feel like
Did they put
because it
fiber
was
optic
a
lenses in there? I
focus.
I think they just must have made it to where he can
I mean,
overcharge it basically.
It-
Do more damage.
supercharged.
it's plot,
No.
it's plot armor. It's fine.
I mean,
They,
literally.
they wrote it in the script. They said, yeah, Mechagodzilla has a broken laser.
Yeah, it has a bigger,
No,
better
no.
laser.
This movie was
it's a
written by
focused
Godzilla
laser
stans, and
because
I'll
if you
die.
look at Godzilla's like laser beam or whatever, it's like really chaotic. It's not focused, clean. and like to a point, it's just like basically like breathing fire.
It's a
Essentially,
nuke.
yeah. It's not focused with Mechagodzilla. It is a solid beam that's focused onto a single. Point. My bad. I was like gesturing and I like threw the mic off.
He was like,
Okay, but because it was a focused beam, it basically had a concentrated effect, which did make it a bit more powerful than Godzilla's. I hate saying that, but
I know.
it
Godzilla
was.
stands hate
Godzilla is
to
a king.
acknowledge anything that isn't.
I will
winning.
admit, I do like Godzilla more than King Kong.
I will say,
Godzilla's way cool.
as a King Kong stan, which I am, I'm a monkey man myself.
You're in a minority here.
I know I am, and I'm okay with that. But I will say, Godzilla looks cooler than King
Oh,
Kong.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, see, if you give
He's
King
just a-
Kong some armor,
Yes.
then you would have cool King Kong. But they
If-
don't want to do that. That's too
if
much
they-
power for monkey.
Yeah, if he had like some sick ass armor.
Like,
Well,
I wanna
what kind
see-
of armor would it be
just
made
like
out
some
of? What
metal-
would the material be? Because
Godzilla's
there's not much.
shell.
Godzilla's fucking.
That would that'd be
Godzilla's
like the
bones.
lamest cop
Yeah,
out
yeah.
ever, because it was already bad enough. They're like, oh, monkey got axed with Godzilla's
Yeah,
scales,
yeah.
because he can't even fight his
Well, 'cause
own
there were-
battles. He's
there
got
were
to
other
use something
Godzillas, though,
else.
at some point.
What?
There were other gods. Godzilla is specifically that one. Whatever
several-
species.
It was
Yeah,
a
there's
they were
several
a
different types
race
of
that would
monsters.
constantly fight with each other.
with King Kong boys. I don't know what
The reason why there was a dead one at their base or whatever was because there was multiple giant monkeys that would work together and
They
They
then
said at the
defeat this
beginning of
thing.
they said at the beginning of the movie they have
there
a
was-
rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their ancestors have rivalries.
My point is this: if they could make an axe, they could make like some plate armor out of Godzilla's scales, and his little stupid fucking death beam thing wouldn't work because the scales absorb his energy. So you could they just give him a shield.
But
Give
the thing
Monkey a
is,
shield
that didn't happen.
because
And
they
King
all
Kong
died.
got clapped
Yeah.
and slept.
Yeah. If
So
it wasn't for King Kong, Godzilla would be dead in this film. So fuck all of you. I'm right.
actually, yeah, you're true. You're right. Yeah,
True, speaking
King
the
Kong came with the
No,
came
no,
with
no,
the
Think
All
about
the
it like
smoke.
this:
All the smoke.
if Godzilla just killed King Kong in the beginning of the movie, Apex wouldn't be able to do anything because they wouldn't have got the power source. So if they just laid him out in the first fight, there would have been no issue whatsoever. Because I guarantee you, what would have happened? They would have
that's a good
still kept
point.
messing around with the tech for Mechagodzilla. Then Godzilla would keep picking it up, go to their base, fuck them up every single time until it just wouldn't be a viable thing for them.
Yeah, that's a
This
good
is
ass
all I'm gonna say
point.
to you. They could send the heaves down without King
Monkey
Kong
needs to
insert.
die. Monkey trash.
If Godzilla died, the whole movie would end. Okay,
Huh?
if Godzilla died in that first scene
but
of the movie, then the
but
movie
Godzilla's
ends.
not
That's
going to die
stupid.
though. Godzilla wasn't going to die though.
Oh yeah, so when they eventually find the power source without King Kong,
It doesn't matter if Godzilla was in the water for the first fight, even if he was on land, because you saw when they were both on the ship on equal ground, Godzilla got hit
see,
by
you
King
don't, you
Kong.
don't want to talk about the round two. You don't want to talk about round two
I'm
smoke.
talking about round one right now. When they're on the ship,
Yes, when he has
King
all
Kong.
of the
I'll talk about
advantage.
round two in a second because round two is still technically round three. Just the fight didn't end; it was still going on. Dr. Lin, being a dumbass, was like, "Wow, I guess King Kong won round two." No, the fight was still going
Okay.
on. Okay, no. Let me finish. Okay, in
I'll let you speak
in
your
the
falsehood.
first fight, King Kong swings on Godzilla, gets a direct headshot, hits him in the jaw, which would lay out most people. What does Godzilla
like
do?
analyzing
He
the
just
fight.
laser.
eats it. He just eats it and comes right back with a hook
tanks
almost
that shit.
immediately. And what happens? Your boy gets slept.
He's in the fucking water.
Laid the fuck
He actually
out.
does it. He gets put in the water, and then Godzilla tries to drown him
But-
like a pussy. Real men would fist fight to the death, but Godzilla, no. Laser time. That's what he's doing. Okay? If your stupid Godzilla took his fucking laser away, you didn't give my monkey man an axe, we would fuck you up in a
No,
fist
no,
to
no.
fist.
If it was a fist to fist
Fist to
fight,
fist.
Godzilla would win.
Okay.
Godzilla would
Let's
win.
talk about round two. Let's talk about
Okay,
round
let's
two.
talk about round two.
Let's
Okay.
talk about round two, okay?
So to
'Cause-
get to round two, Godzilla has to drill a fucking hole through the earth for
Yes.
somehow.
yeah,
He
'cause
laser
that's-
beams a hole through.
He,
the
he,
entire
he literally gets
Earth.
pissed and shoots the ground.
Which I
So is
honestly
the
don't-
hollow
I
Earth
don't-
supposed to be like the center of the Earth,
Yeah,
basically?
Yeah.
honestly, that,
So yeah,
that
he
seems-
literally could cut through the entire Earth.
How the fuck did they repair? How do they repair that?
They don't.
You
They
just
don't.
don't.
So
Hong
there's
Kong's
just a
done.
big ass fucking hole now.
Well, they probably
Oh,
put
there's just a
some shit
massive
over it.
hole in the
Well,
middle of
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong.
Yeah, it's fine. Just put all the buildings that they demolished into the hole.
Just throw the prisoners in there.
Well, and then wouldn't those bird fuckers
all
start leaking out?
the really bad prisoners,
And all the
not
bats?
like minor.
Man, they really
prisoners.
don't think about that. you
All
just
the
remember-
monsters that would be able to have access to get out of there now.
Yeah, because the other
Oh
thing is,
shit!
but you'd remember the scene that caused them to all like start fleeing. There's bats. They're big fucking bats coming down,
Yeah.
and they were like gishing everybody. Those bats would come up the hole.
Well, what the fuck? Well, the thing that doesn't make sense to me is like, how the fuck was like?
And
that
if he can
po-
do that, then why didn't they just do
Like,
that?
how the fuck is that point? How is that like one spot in Hong Kong exactly where fucking King Kong was at?
Well, if you think about it like this, the entire
just
Earth
drilled
is
to the
just a
center.
circle.
Yeah,
and then
I
they've
know,
got
but it was
another
directly
circle on
in
the
center.
inside.
I know, but the fucking
He's
convenience
just got to
of
aim for
that.
the ground straight
I mean,
down.
it's just
Again, another poorly thought out idea. Let's
Yeah.
have Godzilla shoot laser ground. Ooh.
Yeah,
like-
how was that poorly thought out?
Because
Because
it
it
makes
doesn't
no
make any
sense. It
Okay,
makes
now
no
there's a
sense.
massive hole in
Well-
Hong Kong that leads to Hollow Earth with
Okay.
all the big
Okay.
monster
Well,
things
it,
that you don't
it
want.
does solve.
That might lead to a
It
third-
does
a new
solve the
movie.
issue.
Again-
Where did all the holes come from?
I guess.
Again, the thing is it's for pacing because then we get immediately after that fucking King Kong just jumps through the hole.
I kind of fuck with that because he was just like basically, I want that smoke right fucking now.
But he
Yeah,
couldn't
fuck
take
it.
it.
They
Straight
jump.
to it.
They jump through it.
Yeah, Godzilla couldn't take
Well,
it.
so
No.
is it confirmed if there's another movie after this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I just
What
saw
would
this
what would the
movie.
next movie be about?
Well,
though?
they could be fixing the fucking with the hole. Like the monsters could be coming up out of the hole, and then Godzilla comes
but
back
it's
and
the
fucks them
same
up.
stuff that they would
know the way you
show
fix
in
Yeah,
that?
but
Skull
it
Island.
would still make a lot of fucking money.
The way you
that's all
fix
it's
that,
about.
you
Every
drill a
dog
hole
should
from the
do.
ocean to there, and you let the ocean just flood into the hole and kill all the fucking monsters. They just drown to death.
I don't think that's how that would work.
Flood the entire Hollow Earth. Holy shit!
It'd work because I guarantee you, there's more water on the surface.
You could
than-
actually flood the inner Earth, Hollow Earth, with the water
And then
by
cork-
the coastline
cork that bitch.
because they're not that far from it.
Yeah, exactly. You just dig like a
Trench.
like essentially like a vertical thing and
canal.
just and you just let it pour in and it just fill it. I mean, eventually something's gonna run out, either
Yeah.
the water in the ocean or the. Anyways, let's talk about round two
Okay.
because round
Let's
two
get
is
into
where
it.
my boy
Yeah,
gets to shine.
King Kong does beat the shit out of Godzilla. in
Yeah,
that
because
second
the thing
fight.
is, at this point, right, Godzilla has I will admit he was probably a little tapped from his big yawn that he did that made the hole. So we'll give you that. He probably was a little tired. He's probably a little gassed. But when Monkey really go in because King Kong slaps the fuck out of Godzilla about 12 times, and that man doesn't even hit him with anything. Man is missing left, right, and center, and fucking King Kong is just jumping around in these buildings like it's a playground. All right? The only time that Godzilla is in any position of power in this fight is when he's using his stupid fucking laser beam. And even then, my boy King Kong takes his axe, charges that shit up off the beam, and hits him right in the nose.
Okay.
And
Let's
puts
talk
his
about
ass on
right
his
after
back.
that.
Man,
No,
you're-
no,
round
hold up,
two
hold up.
confirmed.
You're scrounging
No.
for anything at this point. We all know
I
Godzilla's
will
way
say,
better.
I
man.
like King Kong a lot too.
He's
I-
cool, but he's
I
just
like
nothing compared.
I like his solo movies, like Peter Jackson's King Kong. I love that movie. That movie's great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the second part of round two. Okay,
Well, no,
after that massive
that's round
explosion.
two over.
No, that's not round two
Round
over.
three-
It's
round
still
two-
going
no,
on.
That's still round two, bro.
That's round 3.
No,
Round 3, King Kong loses.
there's no round 3 because it's still in the same. They didn't leave. There was
know.
no conclusion.
Round 3 is Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla
well,
and
then if we're talking
Godzilla
about
and then
round
Kong.
3, then Godzilla loses, Mechagodzilla loses, and King Kong is the only one who actually walks away with any level of pride left because man just ripped that motherfucker in half. But we don't want to talk about that.
King Kong does take down Mechagodzilla.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go back
I mean, they
into
had to do
round
it
two.
together, though.
Let's
Not
do
really.
let's
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the second half of that fight. Okay. Shortly after
Again, this
King
movie was
Kong
written by
swinging his
Godzilla
axe
fans.
down and then bringing all that radiation and exploding it right in front of Godzilla's face, he is temporarily blind, knocked back in the ground in the rubble of building. What happens next? Godzilla gets right out. Blind, can't see anything, but he can hear King Kong. King Kong notices this. He tries to get away. Godzilla's going in for it. He's tearing him apart. He's swiping at his legs, arms. King Kong's fucking running. He's trying to book it through the city, but he can't get away. King Kong's right on his ass. Not King Kong, Godzilla. He's right on his ass. And what happens next? He's just beating the shit out of this guy. He's tearing him, ripping his chest apart, pounds on him, stands on him, screams right into his face, and says, "You're a pussy. You cannot compete with me."
Yeah.
And
then
he's
Godzilla
telling him to
and King
give
Kong
up.
scream.
What does Kong say? Fine.
Yeah, and then his heart starts fucking stopping, and then they have to read the
Yeah,
humans.
they-
And then they
He
have to hit him.
died.
He has to have
Godzilla
human help
killed
again.
King
They
Kong.
gotta hit him with the defibs.
They literally he had to get help from humans like 4
Every
times.
single
yeah,
fight,
yeah.
every fight,
Sure.
King Kong
Don't try
had to get an
scrounge
assist.
here, bro.
Sure. I mean, the thing is, to say they're not on the same level.
They're
is
not even
bullshit.
close.
They're not on the
Not
same
even
level.
close.
Oh my god.
Godzilla did not need help from the humans one
Give
single time.
Give King Kong brass knuckles and a laser.
Oh
beam
yeah,
normal
give him,
talk.
yeah, give him
anything that Godzilla has. And
Give
it
him
would be over.
telekinesis, armor,
Okay,
2
anyways,
swords.
okay, well,
maybe he'll have a chance.
Let's talk about the entire plot of the movie. So after Big Monk down and they have to defib him, Godzilla decides, I'm going to go fight Mechagodzilla because Mechagodzilla is now awake because of King Gamora's or whatever
King
brain.
Ghidorah.
King
His
Ghidorah's
fucking
brain.
skull.
Fucking, I guess, makes him sentient. We're not going to talk about that big plot hole, whatever. So he comes out of this big ass pyramid that's in the middle of Hong Kong because why the fuck not? Did anyone else notice that? There's just
They're
Well, no, it was the
located in
mountain.
Hong
Yeah,
Kong. Everything is like
the
somehow
big
like
ass
conveniently
apex.
placed in Hong Kong.
Yeah, the Apex building is like built into the side of a mountain, but it's massive and it's in the middle of Hong Kong. Anyways, so
Yeah, it is.
Mechagodzilla apparently
Yeah,
is just
it
hiding
is.
in the big creepy, like this is it's like something you'd see on r/evil buildings. You know, like there's no way there's not some creepy science going on this motherfucker. And they're like, oh, it's a hidden base. Yeah, hidden, real hidden. Okay, anyways,
hidden base.
so they start fighting. Godzilla at the beginning, he's doing all right. He's doing okay for the beginning of the fight. You know, he's not getting his shit whooped. And then they try to go into a beam off. And as Seabass said earlier,
Beam time.
Mechagodzilla definitely has some upgrades that Godzilla doesn't.
Yeah, he
has
had
something
the
to focus his
the rockets
beam.
for improved maneuverability. He had
That
the
shit was
rocket
OP.
launchers.
He could
That was
smooth.
very nice.
He was dash dancing.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
he would
was
would
weedy.
basically just do like the anime swordsman. I'm already
tuh.
behind you. You're dead type shit.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. And then they go into a beam off. Godzilla gets annihilated.
That was literally some Dragon
mean,
Ball shit, by the way.
Yeah. And then
pretty badass.
And then we start getting the plot armor starts to come in for both of our main boys. So Godzilla's on the ground. He's about to get full gished. And then King Kong gets up from his little nap because, man's tired. That was what it really
A
was.
nap.
He
he needed a nap. He needed a fiber.
From the edge of
He
death.
He needed a quick defib.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needed a quick little jump start. He needed a 5-hour energy.
Yeah.
Mine's good. All right. So he gets up from his nap. He grabs the axe. He jumps up, and right as Mechagodzilla is about to pulverize Godzilla into the earth, he bonks him on the nose, and then they both kind of start ripping into him. But they're not working together at first. King Kong goes in while Godzilla's still on the ground taking a nap, like he should be. And then Godzilla gets about to get, or no, he almost gets gished. I think he's holding Godzilla like by the or King Kong by like the throat, and he's about to do the same thing to him.
No, you're talking about Godzilla. He has Godzilla on the ground, has his mouth pried open,
Yeah,
and he's about to laser into his mouth, which is what Godzilla had done to previous creatures before.
Yeah.
Because it's the most
That shit's
disrespectful thing you can
It
do.
looks so badass. He was like
It
trying to
does.
rip their jaw open, dude. I love that
no, I'm
shit.
saying the scene after because there's a part where Godzilla is still on the ground and King
Yeah, that's
Kong,
whenever King Kong comes in, whenever he's about to puke that massive fucking
No, I know.
laser into his mouth.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying after that, there's this part where King Kong's fighting him, and then he starts to lose, and then Godzilla gets up and saves him, and then they start working together, and he starts chopping at him with the axe, but it's not charged enough. So
Yeah,
it's not really cutting him. It's more just kind of like bludgeoning him. And then there's a point where I think Godzilla shoots the axe or something.
Yeah, he
like,
powers
charges
it
for
up.
him. Yeah. And then he starts going absolute fucking nuts mode. And he
Another thing that I want to bring up about the axe, because the axe was full powered while fighting Godzilla in that fight, and whenever King Kong swung it into Godzilla's leg, it didn't cut clean through like it did with Mechagodzilla.
He fucking chopped
It went
his ass
in.
up, though.
It went in, but it was just a flesh wound.
I think he cut his legs off.
No, he didn't.
No, he
His
didn't.
arms?
No.
No.
That's Mechagodzilla. He
That's
did this-
Mechagodzilla.
I'm,
We're
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
that.
Godzilla. Whenever King Kong swung the axe
He
into
just-
Godzilla.
No, yeah,
Fucking-
it
he's
just
like-
pops him with it.
Yeah, it just goes into him. It's pretty deep compared to what a wound would be for us, but into him, he's got a lot of
Nothing,
mass, so
yeah.
it's not much.
Man's got the mass.
It's like getting cut by like a nail or something, getting scraped by
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yep.
Anyways, Godzilla gets pretty much decommissioned at the end of the fight. He's pretty
The thing is, they kind
after
of
he uses his laser beam to charge
Well,
the axe.
to be
he's out of the
fair,
fight.
Godzilla did just fight King Kong, and he had to use a
Yeah, I
lot.
mean, King Kong also did just fight Godzilla and get defibbed. So there's that.
Well,
Man, y'all are so fucking like. What is the matter with y'all? Who cares?
we all know Godzilla is stronger than King Kong because
Yes.
he did
Yes.
lose
That's
twice
subjective.
and then die.
That's
for certain, yeah.
the laser's obviously, a big
I know.
advantage.
I'm just saying, you put them both in a ring, boxing gloves only. I truly think that Godzilla would probably get gassed.
And I'm gonna tell
he
you,
has 3 arms.
you're wrong.
Does he really?
He has a tail.
Okay, no
And he
tail.
can control the shit out of it.
No,
Oh
you
yeah, no
can't-
tail.
You can't say no tail.
Okay, fine. Good. But they have to be in the same weight class. They have to be scaled to size.
They can't be in the same weight class.
Fuck you.
That's the only way. You wouldn't put me in a ring with Ryan because Ryan get fucking knocked the shit out. Because
No, but that's exactly what we're saying. King Kong just can't
Okay,
compete with Godzilla.
give King Kong
They're
a
in
month
two
at a
different
gym.
classes. You said it yourself. They're in 2 different classes.
okay. Give King Kong a
All right,
month
let's-
in a
let's-
gym with some bananas. All right,
That's not
man
gonna
will be
do much.
yoked.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay,
It's
oh
an
yeah,
hour
sorry,
long
fine.
now.
We'll sum up the end of the movie. So at the end of the movie, Monkey Man cuts Mechagodzilla into like 6 pieces, cuts
He
him straight down the
basically
middle.
turns him into a paraplegic. if we're
Bro,
gonna be honest.
Oh my god! Oh man, he turned that. He straight up turned that man into a cow at the slaughterhouse. He shit that he pieces. Anyways, after that, some non-important characters meet back with their families. Woohoo!
Yeah, right.
Wahoo!
Okay.
And then the movie ends pretty abruptly. Actually, it doesn't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
like, you don't
actually.
really get any resolution.
It's
It's
just
say-
like, oh, by the way, it's over.
and there's no after credit scene, so don't waste your 15 minutes because that's 15 minutes of credits that you shouldn't
well,
have
most
to
people
watch.
skip through it, but yeah, don't sit in the
Um,
theater for that long.
Other than that, that's it. That's the entire
That's
movie.
pretty
That's literally it.
That's why I said at the beginning that I thought it just felt too short is because of the way it ends. There's no satisfaction to the way the movie ends, and it acts like there's not going to be a sequel, which I hope there is because
I'm down for
I would
another.
like to see more CGI monsters doing
I'd watch
CGI
it.
Yeah,
monster
that was
stuff.
really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked really good.
Because like I'm not
Uh,
even a huge fan of CGI.
I liked it. I could do without some of the characters, like the conspiracy theory characters. I could do without.
Well, okay, if we're gonna be honest, the main actual guy for the conspiracy theory group, the guy in charge of the podcast, he added a nice bit to the movie.
They were cool. I liked
He's
him.
pretty
The-
funny.
He's
Millie
funny.
Bobby Brown really didn't add a
She-
lot
yeah,
to it.
she didn't
They
do
were
anything.
just added in because Godzilla was in
She
the
just-
movie, and they just wanted
Well,
to
they-
tie
she
that
just-
into the
she
series.
just collected that paycheck and fucked
Yeah.
around in the movie.
Well, no, it's because she's in the last one, and
Yeah.
like they're part of the story. Same with Kyle Chandler, which he's in 2 King Kong movies now, completely separate. He's in the fucking Peter Jackson one, and now he's in this one.
Oh wow,
So it's like it's just weird that he's like in
that's
2
pretty
King
cool.
Kong
2 different
movies.
universes,
Yeah.
basically.
well, I feel like one's never getting an expansion, so it's
No.
probably all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, yeah, that one's like a remake of the
Of the
other-
original,
of
is that the one with
other
Jack
2.
Black in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
shit!
I
Yeah.
love
I
that.
forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Adrian
Man, Jack
Brody and Naomi Watts. Yeah.
I love Jack Black. So good. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it
Yeah.
with the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, boys, leave a good rating
You,
if
you
you
know why
enjoyed.
he's in that?
Fuck.
He's in that because he loved Lord of the Rings and he
He wanted to
got-
work with Peter Jackson.
He was like, I really want to work with Peter Jackson. So Peter Jackson fucking called him and was like,
Really?
you want to be in King Kong?
He probably
and
literally
Jack Black
wrote
was like,
a role
fuck
for
yeah, I
him.
want to be in King Kong.
Yeah. I mean, I respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, he fits
Yeah.
pretty well from what I remember.
Yeah. I think is he still doing YouTube stuff? Jack
Yeah,
Black?
he's
Yeah,
still-
he
he retired
Yeah.
from movies. He's not gonna be making movies anymore. But
I would like to see him in like one more movie. I
I
want
think-
them to make School of Rock 2. Did y'all ever watch it?
Yeah, School of Rock.
So good. We shouldn't get into this. This will be on for another
This will
30
be-
minutes.
yeah, this will be
Okay,
next
we-
podcast.
sorry guys, we got to tie this up.
We're
'cause
gonna
otherwise
run
we're
this
gonna
up.
keep running this shit. Okay.
All right, well, like the video, boys, if you liked it.
yeah.
Like the video, like the podcast. Listen
Oh
to
wait,
us on
ratings. We gotta do
Yeah,
ratings. real quick.
ratings.
What did y'all think of it? Like,
Oh yeah, rating.
1 out of 10.
Okay, 1 out of 10. My critique was this:
Total one.
if I could get a Snyder cut, 10 out of 10. But since there's no Snyder cut of this movie, I'm gonna say it's more gonna be like a 8.5. If
You wanted it to be longer.
No, I wanted it to be shorter. Okay, I guess Snyder cut's the wrong thing. I want to cut without the conspiracy characters. I just want 50 minutes of monkey
So you
fighting
want
dinosaur.
an ideal cut of the movie?
Yes. If I could get that, that would be 10 out of 10.
You want more monsters fighting.
Yeah.
No,
I
not
s-
more. I just want less conspiracy
I
theorists.
just no, I don't.
You
mind
want longer fights.
Real quick, I don't
Yeah.
mind the conspiracy theories. I just if they did a little bit more, like plot, like they didn't really do anything in the movie. If they did a little bit more, my rating would be higher. But I'd probably give it like a 7.5. Honestly, that's
Oh,
like,
okay.
I say
yeah,
8,
maybe,
I say
maybe
8.5. But
Like if we're talking just action movie, raw, like the overall enjoyment,
Action
7.5.
Yeah, overall enjoyment for me, a solid 7 for me.
7. That's it. It's respectable.
Okay. For me personally, I'd say 6.5. I really didn't like all of the human characters and the roles that they
Yeah.
played.
They made it hard
They-
to not.
It
to
made
like 'em.
it made it hard to kind of enjoy the lore that they were trying to build with all of the monsters, and then the way that Monarch and Apex were supposed to be like big players in this universe.
Yeah.
They
kinda
they just didn't add a lot.
They
They could have done a great job.
Yeah. Better character writing. Honestly, they underplayed Monarch a lot in this movie. Like
They really
barely
did.
even in it.
No, they made Apex the biggest player in
Yeah.
the whole situation.
Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler are like the only two from Monarch that are like actually like in the movie.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if we could have the whole movie
Quickly.
with extended fighting scenes and essentially no extra human bullshit, would you rate it higher or lower?
Honestly,
I would
keep
rate
it
it higher.
I would keep it the same because it's not
Same.
going to add anything. Like
I agree.
it doesn't add anything. You're just because then there
You're
would
just
be
removing.
there'd be no story. It would just be monsters fighting, and that's boring.
I'm fine with
That's
that.
what I showed up for.
Me personally,
There
if it
needs to
was
be-
just pure fights,
There needs to
between
be
the
a rough
monsters-
outline of what's going on.
Yeah.
It can't just be monsters.
Yeah.
Something they definitely failed to do with the characters. I'm gonna make this very short. Something they failed to do with the characters is none of the characters I gave a flying fuck about except for the podcast guy. He was the only person who had a story that seemed to make any emotional difference or connection to him. Because Millie Bobby Brown is, oh look at me, I'm a quirky world girl who listens to conspiracy podcasts. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
across the country and go meet this random fucking dude I've never met, so I can go on an
Yeah.
adventure with him that I didn't know I was gonna partake on. And then
you got the South
Chandler is in the movie
the
for
New
a
Zealand
grand
kid.
total of 5 minutes, and he doesn't matter. He is forgettable at best. No offense to the actor, but just how he's written.
I agree.
All of the human characters suck except for the daughter and the mother that deal with King Kong.
Well, they
Everybody
weren't,
else,
they weren't related.
yeah, they're not related.
well,
I do like their characters.
They-
They're the
yeah.
best two characters in the movie.
Oh, yeah,
by
sure.
far.
Okay,
And if
but-
those characters are the only ones that existed, I would live with that happily. But everybody else sucked.
I think
Honestly,
Alec-
the podcast guy, his back must have been aching having to carry this movie.
I agree, because he's the only real comic relief that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of like, oh wow,
like,
I'm quirky
he's,
and
he's
weird.
really funny. I will
Also,
admit, he
the
was really
villain
funny.
was way too cartoonish.
Yeah.
That's why they made him bite the dust there at the end.
I felt like it was two stereotypical roles that they just threw in there. I felt like they could have made this a bit longer if they extended
100%.
the movie by maybe an hour. They made it a 2.5 hour thing.
Not an hour.
Fuck.
dude.
No. They would have added more to the character roles so they could add a lot more building to the world.
Yeah.
I could see that.
They just didn't have enough time because they wanted to show the full effect of all the monsters fighting, and then they just didn't have the time for all the characters.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, I think it's time to
We're gonna
wrap it
wrap
up.
this
I'll
shit
go
up,
ahead
so
and
alrighty.
let me do the little outro
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
real quick. Okay, so if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, or Google Podcast, thank you very much. You help support the channel, whatever this might become. If you're watching on video, please give us a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have something to comment. Be great. Other than that, if you enjoyed, keep on watching us, and if you didn't, well then we'll see you later, I guess.
Production will only improve.
Yes.
Yes.
Quality will improve. Episode
Alright.
1 of a new series is always rough. So
Alrighty. Well,
that's a great way to
catch
end
you in the
the
next
video.
one, boys.
Oh!